I don't know. I just felt like letting the intro finish, I guess. Welcome to Beerfield. I am your host, Beerfield Hop with TPs, joined by Beerfield Theory. It is our last Sunday morning live stream of the year. So, not ever. We'll be back next year. But last Sunday morning live stream of the year. Week 18 does not matter. There's no reason for us to live stream for the NFL playoffs and everything like that. So, last one there. Might be Dan's last one if I can pay Katrina to leave him in St. Thomas.
Well, St. Thomas is in 2 weeks from Tuesday, so we'll see. I may be leaving her there. She may never want to leave.
I still got time to work out those dates, so
that's fair.
All right, a lot of COVID going on, a lot of injuries going on. We're gonna jump into that. As far as show schedule from here, it'll be pretty normal for at least this week. Next week we'll do feelies, we'll do wrap up, things like that, and then we'll update you from there based on honeymoon, or if we're gonna go back to Sundays instead of staying on Wednesdays, or however we're gonna do it for the off season. We'll let you know. But what you need to know is we'll still be here weekly, give or take, maybe vacations and things like that. Again, we'll let you know, but we'll still be here weekly. We'll be doing some season wrap stuff, some more Dynasty content, get into my favorite part of the season personally, which is rookie and draft time. And like we did last year, you'll get plenty of non-football things throughout the offseason too. We're not going to force it. We're not going to talk fantasy football just to talk fantasy football. So got some ideas there that I think that we'd like to act upon. So expect more beer content, more bourbon content, more content about shit that interests us, because we do this for us.
I mean, we love you guys, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I'm selfish.
We're selfish. Oh, Dad, and we don't make any money, so
right. I'm gonna do it.
It's easier for us to do it, for us, and provide entertainment through that. And also, if you want to know when we're going live and you want to jump in and ask questions and navigate through the show with us, hit the notification button, hit the bell. It'll let you know when we go live.
It will, because it's random sometimes.
It is random. We don't confine to a schedule.
No,
we're too cool for that.
That's right. Some of us are, anyway.
I mean, I'm totally not, but
all right. Washington's defense taking another hit against the Eagles. They'll be without Montez Sweat. Chase Young already done for the season. They're two big DTs that can't get along. Washington's defense is pretty well decimated, so plan accordingly.
At this point in the year, too, a lot of teams that are obviously out of the playoff hunt are going to start shutting guys down, and then you might see a little bit more younger players, take a little larger role as teams evaluate rosters
in general
going into the free agency.
Sweat, relatively sad situation. His brother was fatally shot earlier this week, so
oof.
Yeah,
that's extremely sad.
Rough. Carson Wentz cleared to play because COVID's not real in the NFL anymore.
Nope. They don't care. They want the best product out there, make as much money as possible.
Yep. So Wentz will play. He's not been great for fantasy reasons. He's been fine for what the Colts need, which is a Jonathan Taylor-led offense. He's more game manager these days. So
yeah, it's. I don't expect the offense to look much different. Or never mind, he's playing. Either way, I don't expect it to look much different.
You don't expect it to look much different than what you were planning on with Sam.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been Ellinger, it could have been Wentz. I think whoever hands the football off better than JT should get the start. So,
Cam Akers not going to play. That's expected. He'll grab playoffs maybe, but yeah. My fear is that they're going to rush him back too early. So, good to see they're not trying to force him into regular season games.
I mean, if they lose Sony Michel for whatever reason, then you may see some desperation. But with as well as Michel's played in this offense,
well,
there's no direction.
He'll be inactive, so desperation in this game would be Jake Funk. So
yeah, which not good.
I want a Jake Funk game. I really do.
I know. It's a great name, Funk.
He's hyper athletic too.
He is.
Just old and was hurt a lot. James Conner, not going to play. So congratulations if you won the Chase Edmonds sweepstakes. Plug in, play him. It is a bit of a plus matchup. So.
Yeah. He hasn't practiced all week. So we'll see.
Oh,
I mean, he's supposed.
Optimism
It says
he will play. Sorry, I read that wrong.
He's supposed to play. They said he'll play. Again, I don't see why. I think Edmonds is fine and just let Connor rest until the playoffs.
And how much is also the question with Edmonds healthy.
True.
Conklin gonna play. Devonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, both expected to play against the Chargers. It is a Melvin Gordon revenge game again, but they both probably have left a bad taste in your mouth, at least last week. Yeah, I'm not happy
with both of them. I mean, it is an extremely plus matchup, but a plus matchup that'll be split between two guys that are hurt. So
it's floor. There's a lot. We talked about it on Wednesday. There's a lot of RB2 grossness this week without a ton of upside. I mean, your upside backs are pretty much Sony Michel. I think Rashad Penny had some upside this week when we looked at it. And, Rashad Penny's got upside this week. Ronald Jones, the Patriots backs. I mean, other than that, you're kind of looking at floor anyway.
Yep.
Jordan Howard is expected to play Week 17 against Washington. That'll make... Yeah. He's going to split the backfield with Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. It is likely he probably sees the lion's share of the running work. So
that'd be my guess, especially against a plus matchup like Washington.
Mm-hmm. Mike Evans is expected to play in a limited capacity, so
still no way I'm rolling him out there if I have him in my champ teams.
Don't. And Brown's banged up with the ankle injury. Again, he tweaked it in practice. Had doubts about him playing, but he practiced Saturday. Should be good to go. Again, both guys going to be running a little bit limited here. It is against the Jets. I'd expect that they don't have to lean on the passing game and they get out of that, when they can. Lean a little heavier on Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah. Well, that and you get so it was pointed out on Twitter this past week that Brown is extremely close to his contract milestones to make bonuses on. So
and it's like it's not a small amount either. It was like $333,000 per each metric he hit.
Yeah, he's super close to these. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brown can muster up a little bit of play through the pain and make it almost an extra $1 million. I mean, I think the touchdowns he needed was 3. So I mean, I don't expect him to get that, but I think he needed 11 catches and something.
It's like 11 catches and I think 200 and some odd yards.
Yeah, it is between this week and next, so it's not obviously all in one game, but
we can probably find
who knows. It is the Bucs and it is the Jets, so maybe Brady will choose this game as a game to put up 60 against the former punching bag that he had in the AFC East for so many years.
See. Incentive Hart, he needs 11 more receptions, 281 more yards, and three more touchdowns. So, yeah. That'll make your ankle feel better.
Yeah, definitely will.
Speaking of ankles, Elijah Mitchell has them. He's going to play.
That sucks for the people that are riding Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, don't forget about doing that ever. But, Elijah Mitchell will play. Lamar Jackson not expected to play. He got in a limited practice, then was held out again, re-injured the ankle. Tyler Huntley will start against the Rams. Huntley's been okay. He really has been.
Yes, and it's the offense fits perfectly for him, like we've mentioned, and a matchup that could yield them having to pass a bit more and having play like they played against the Packers. If you can get 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns again from them, I think that's the biggest cherry on top you can ask for.
Yeah, it really is what you hope for. But he's been all right. So
I feel a lot more comfortable with him, and then seeing all the Trey Lance stuff. Yeah, everyone is throwing out Trey Lance this week in his first ever start.
Yeah, and you don't know how that's gonna go because Trey Lance, they were kind of mixing him in a little bit to the game planning early on in the season, and then just stopped, if that tells you anything. We got to see him in a little bit of a limited capacity earlier this year, I believe. And the results were, I'll call them iffy.
I think he played a whole half.
I think he did too, because
and he was super inefficient in terms of completion percentage, but he had a big play to Debo. I think he had a long touchdown pass.
So there were two games. There were two games. There's a star next to one of them, or is that a spot on my mind? I don't know. There's a star and game started. So this is not his first start. He started week 5 against Arizona as well, and was 15 of 29 for less than 200 yards and a pick. No rushing touchdowns in that game. And then he took over the second half against Seattle, 9 of 18, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns though.
Yeah, I mean we know his potential. He's big. He's got a big arm, and he plays like Cam Newton. He's a bit of a Josh Allen, Cam Newton mixture to him in terms of what we could see.
Yeah, his running style is Cam Newton, where it's not Lamar Jackson, it's not joystick, it's not Konami code in the sense of he's not super shifty and gonna just blast away like a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray or even Jalen Hurts. He's a guy that's gonna run like a damn running back.
I mean, he had 16 rushing attempts against Arizona too.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what you're hoping. Like it's basically, a rookie season Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you're hoping for the rushing floor. You're probably almost guaranteed less than 200 yards out of him. So,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me if he goes for, if he is, and also, I mean, it's against Houston. Houston's played better. It wouldn't surprise me he gets 10 plus rushes.
No.
And has upwards at 60, 70 yards.
Me either.
And then maybe he gets a touchdown or two. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he goes for like 250, 260 total yards.
Shanahan will protect that passing game too.
Him.
Yeah, he will. Sure. He will protect him and protect those deficiencies. And that's going to mean, one, you're going to get probably a healthy dose of Debo again in every way that they use Debo. Probably some more intermediate work for Debo and Kittle. I'd have some concerns about Ayuk this week. I actually took him out of a lineup where I'd been running with him for a little bit. That's in a championship game. So, just some things to be wary about. I'm a little more concerned with Ayuk. I think that Debo and Kittle fit more of, ease Trey Lance into this and protect him some. I'm very interested to see it, though.
It depends, too, right? If the pass rush is getting home or if Trey Lance is struggling, you may see Kittle kept in more to help protect. I would hope not. As Kittle, I think issues, between him and Samuel, I think they fit, that true safety net feature, right? Low ADOT, decent, high, efficient, throws to get the ball into their best playmakers. I wouldn't be shocked if between all three of them, if they all have a low ADOT this week, and it's kind of high reception, low target, low yardage. It just depends how Shanahan kind of wants to dial up the plays.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen him in practice. He knows, how that's evolved. We knew Trey Lance was going to need some polishing coming in. That was, I think our one dissension a little bit on Trey Lance was you're excited, but you're excited because of what Trey Lance's upside is, not because of necessarily what he was coming out. He definitely needed some polish to go on the big arm and the athleticism and the big body, and it'll be I'm very curious to see how far he's come over the last 3 months.
He is extreme, and this isn't just raw as he's a rookie and he's a bit right. He's played 13 total games in college, and he hasn't played a game in over a year. He hadn't played a full game in over a year until week 5. We love his upside, but
huge upside, just
huge.
You got to be careful with that as well because upside does not always translate. So that was kind of
it's a lot of trust this week to throw into,
but
to throw into a quarterback. And this is an important game for San Francisco too. They're still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, and Kyle Shanahan's frustrating, but I generally do trust him as far as player development goes.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Nobody cares about Nick Vannett anymore or Chris Manhertz. Casey Hayward activated. That helps the Ravens defense a little bit against the Chargers. Or not against the Chargers, sorry. Who are they playing? Damn, Colts.
Isn't Hayward with the Steelers?
Casey Hayward, not Cam Hayward.
Oh, okay.
The defensive back, the former Charger.
Yep.
Bud Dupree, activated. Julio Jones, not activated. So that's noteworthy for Titans against the Dolphins because A.J. Brown's going to be by himself again, essentially.
Yay.
Bruce Arians will coach. He's
cleared. You got COVID earlier this week and was able to, I think, survive it all.
Cortland Sutton is expected to play. Let's see. They said he could land on the reserve COVID list, but he didn't. He's traveling with the team. Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick are out, both on the COVID list. So Cortland Sutton with Drew Lock by himself in where Drew Lock wants to force the ball downfield. Expect to see more out of Fant and Alberto as well, but they are splitting, so that kind of caps the upside on both of them a little bit. But very good news for Cortland Sutton.
Hopefully.
Who else? Is Kj Hamler healthy?
No, he's
an
an IR.
IR since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think he tore his ACL.
Who the hell's behind him? Because they got to play more than one wide receiver, right?
That's a good question.
I'm going to look that up.
Cortland Sutton being a top 5 receiver this week, it would just feel all the great flames this year.
I'd feel pretty good about it.
We don't have any leagues and championships with Cortland Sutton on, but I don't think most people do. Deontay Spencer. It's the only other name that they. I mean, this is per player profiler, so obviously this isn't.
I'm going to our lads.
Our lads would be a better one.
Teams, they seem to be a little bit more updated for. We love player profiler for everything that they do, but our lads is usually more updated for depth charts. Just a little tool note there.
At least, yeah, right away. Kendall Hinton, and then the Deontay Spencer.
Yeah.
And I see Travis Fulgham, Seth Williams too. I think a couple of these guys have been brought up from that.
So
yeah.
Fulgham, we saw him producing with a little bit of run last year at the Eagles.
He had that stretch where everyone was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
and then everyone realized that it's also Travis Fulgham.
It'll probably be him and Kendall Hinton.
Yeah,
based on how they've used Kendall Hinton. So, but again, expect the running backs to be involved a little bit more in the passing game. Expect them to lean on Fant and Alberto a little bit more than Cortland Sutton. I'm not, running out to start any of those secondary guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Nor should you.
Nope.
I keep losing where I put things. Chrome changed a while back to where I get different tabs based on the profiles I'm logged in with. And I don't love it.
Well, Antonio Gibson not going to play this week.
Yep, Antonio Gibson out. He is it'll be Jarrett Patterson there. So go for that one. He should be fine. Right in that mess of every other running back. Kareem Hunt officially questionable. Pat Freiermuth will play against the Browns on Monday night. So expect his normal touchdown dependency to be there.
That's right.
Matt Judon gonna play. That's not great news for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, should start seeing some official stuff roll in too at 10:40 here.
No Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's ruled all over the weekend.
Yep.
It's going to be
Darrell
Williams and Derek Gore.
Washington football team official inactives. No Curtis Samuel again. Disappointing season for him after going over there. Montez Sweat, as we mentioned. So, and then a handful of others. Kicker Brian Johnson. Maybe worth noting.
Maybe. As expected, Kenny Galladay is the only healthy receiver.
Yep.
And he'll still go for 8 targets for 2 catches and 35 yards.
Yeah. Jaguars, by the way, James Robinson done for the year. So just you should be aware of that.
Torn
already.
Achilles. Yeah.
Torn Achilles.
God, just brutal for him because
Yeah.
that may take all of next year, depending on how quickly
Unless
he can come
Cam
back
Akers
to.
it, you better be giving Cam Akers a call.
Yeah. That's brutal for him, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, James O'Shaughnessy. So no O'Shaughnessy, no Manhurts, no Dan Arnold for Jacksonville, by the way.
Yikes.
So they're down. What tight end are they down to? It's not
saw
Tim,
the name.
It's not Tim Tebow. We know that.
No, it's not Tim Tebow. Oh, man. Yeah, things I don't care to see. I know that N'Keal Harry and Nelson Aguilar are inactive for the Patriots. So Kendrick Bourne
and Jacoby Myers.
But
expect that to be low volume, too, because of the matchup.
Yep. Exactly.
So, I mean, you're really on both running backs for New England in this one. Jacksonville's 4-string tight end. Yeah, we get a little dicey when we get down to 4-string guys. Sorry. Jacob Hollister is on COVID-19. James O'Shaughnessy's not active. Manhurt's not. Luke Farrell and Kahale Warring.
Kahale!
That's what we're down to. Luke Farrell and Kahale Warring. You know what? Maybe we finally get a Kahale Warring breakout.
Oh, my God. I'd be so happy. That boat's super athletic. Hey, we got a question.
Okay.
All right, full PPR.
Yep.
Amari Cooper or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He's got 2 of them. I think the second one's easier. Tyler Huntley or Trey Lance?
It's Tyler Huntley for me.
It's Tyler Huntley by
known commodity.
Easy.
And,
yeah.
You know, we've seen what he's going to be. I think that the floors are very similar for those two. So I would go Huntley. It's a safer option. St. Brown, man, those are tough.
I mean, Amari. It's him coming off the strong game, and that's it.
You've had a really good stretch for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You have
against
you really
Seattle.
have.
You can definitely throw on them. Tim Boyle scares a lot of people off, but St. Brown was still productive, double-digit targets and a touchdown last week. He's had double-digit targets each of the last 4 weeks. I honestly feel like St. Brown's been more consistent. It's a plus matchup. So
the only other argument in the other way is Dallas is playing against the Cardinals at home. No, Dallas
so they're going to push more points in that game probably overall.
The Cardinals are a better road team than what we've seen this year. Both teams have a lot to play and fight for in terms of playoff seeding and chances to get the number 1 spot. And Dallas specifically, I think Arizona's out of that race at this point. But this, as you had, highest game total, 10 more points than the Detroit Seahawks game total. But with St. Brown, you're not, great to get a touchdown, but he's a volume play. Cooper is kind of in the same boat, but
you got to hope
that Dallas offense has been, he's been a bit underwhelming besides this past week or this past game last week. So
last week was his first double-digit target game since week 8, and I know he's been banged up, but it's St. Brown for me.
With it being full PPR,
yeah,
I think I lean that way. If this was half or standard, and I don't know why we call it standard anymore. We know standard is PPR. If it was half or no PPR, I think I'd go with St. Brown, or I think I'd go with Cooper for the touchdown upside. But I think with it being full, I think I would lean St. Brown.
Well, and does Cooper have more touchdown upside than St. Brown at this point? I mean,
yes,
St. Brown's got 3 in the last 4 weeks.
Sure. But I'm also looking at the offense in the game script. I think on any given week, I would always bet Cooper to score. And that's because touchdowns are very volatile and very random. So you have to kind of try to look at outside factors as a way to bet with it. But I think with it being full point, I think it easily leans at
St. Brown.
the St. Brown's side. So
yeah.
Well,
I did not think we'd be at that point this season with those two.
well, I've seen people. I've seen some people post, Justin Jefferson or St. Brown. Yeah.
Okay, that one's a little more. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a little more.
I understand where the thought process was.
I do too, but you're overthinking it at that point.
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever bench Justin Jefferson, but
especially with no Thielen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's in Green Bay and there's a backup quarterback that sucks.
I don't either. I'm still playing.
Throw him out there.
Yeah.
All the confidence in the world.
Yeah, although not taking anything away from St. Brown, his last
not at all
4 weeks have been very, very impressive.
I saw there. I saw a comment on it too. It's it's a question you have to ask yourself. How would you feel losing with Jefferson on your starting roster, or losing with Jefferson on your bench when he blows up? Mm-hmm. So it's one of those scenes where it's where does your comfort lie?
Right,
if you don't play them, comparison with playing.
Easier, and I know this because I was burned by a last-minute change that I made last week to put Melvin Gordon in instead of Gibson because I was questioning Gibson's injury.
Yeah.
And I had fully set up to pivot if I needed to off of Gibson on Monday night. It ultimately didn't matter to the game outcome, but it is easier to lose knowing you had your best lineup in than it is to know that you overthought it, you tinkered last minute, and then you got beat because of that last minute tinkering. Because you end up kicking yourself over those last minute.
I think you're going to see a lot of that with Trey Lance. If Trey Lance comes out and flames out this week, not saying that he will. Mm-hmm. Houston's played better, which is a good thing for both teams because you get a little bit more scoring upside. But I wouldn't just I've seen a lot of people really wanting to play Trey Lance and benching him for other quarterbacks that are, guys like Stafford and Rodgers and things like that, where there's a lot better matchup for them, especially with the safer floor. Maybe not the same ceiling because we know rushing upside for a guy like Trey Lance, but you're just trying to chase points that we've never seen from him yet. So, especially in this game, which is so important to us this week. So,
yeah. All right, let's get to a few more actives and inactives here. So you mentioned Galladay. You're not starting a wide receiver for the Giants. They've been terrible. No surprises for the Falcons. Emmanuel Sanders inactive for the Bills.
Doesn't say if he. I know he's been hurt, but if he's a healthy scratch, that's
He's not. He's banged up.
He's banged. Okay, he's hurt. Okay, yeah. I thought so, but I wasn't sure where he was coming back in that state because he played last week.
He was limited all week in practice, so he's hurt. That opens up targets for Gabe Davis, who will work the downfield role. So
it made Buffalo's decision even easier when they're able to get back both Beasley and Davis earlier than expected. JD's got a question, asking for a friend. Okay. Kareem Hunt, Mark Ingram, Jeff Wilson, or Jamal Williams. So all a bunch of backups.
Oh, man. So Kareem Hunt being questionable scares the crap out of me, especially with that being Monday night.
That's too much trash. I think the answer is Jeff Wilson, but
I think the answer might be Jamal Williams.
Now with Swift logging a full practice all week, and then Craig Reynolds also factoring in.
Relatively split though, and the problem I have with Jeff Wilson is that if Trey Lance is going to run the ball 15 times and Elijah Mitchell's back, you're immediately cutting into Wilson's workload there. I think Jamal Williams is the most kind of insulated value.
I'm going to ask you if there's any way possible, JD, if you can play maybe a wide receiver.
Somebody that's not in that list.
I hope it's not. I hope it's, buddy. I really hope it's not. Hunt's got. I mean, I think Wilson's got the highest floor. Depending, it just depends on Elijah Mitchell's injury.
I'm scared as shit about the rushing quarterback.
I mean, but we've seen running backs be successful as rushers with rushing quarterback. Look at Baltimore.
But they are
Mark Ingram with Lamar Jackson, and we've seen it. I mean,
they already weren't comfortable with Jeff Wilson taking on the full load to begin with. That's why Debo was getting 7 carries a game. And
it's because you just want the ball in Debo's hand. He's your best running back when all running backs on the team is healthy.
So I mean, you can say Craig Williams and DeAndre Swift, who's coming off of injury, a long injury, but at the same time, like in San Francisco, you've got Trey Lance, who's now going to command rushes that Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't, including designed ones. You're going to have Debo still mixing in there. You have Elijah Mitchell back. There's even more mouths getting consistent run there, I think. So, Williams has been 15-plus carries since he got back. Yes, Swift is gonna hurt that a little bit, but, where Swift is probably going to get most of his utilization is going to be the receiving game, which is not where Jamal Williams is making his pudding. We're making pudding. That's not where Jamal Williams is making it. He's making it between tackles as a
let's say this. So I think between the two of us, we know that Kareem Hunt and Mark Ingram are out, correct? We're not picking Mark Ingram or Kareem Hunt over Wilson or Williams. Okay, so it's between. So JD, if you want to do a coin flip, because this is a bad situation to be in because all 4 of these running backs are backups, and I don't think, besides injuries, I don't see how that would slice differently. It's not a good. I don't even know at this point. It feels. I mean,
Dare Ogunbowale available?
Yeah, you might. Yeah. Who else would be a running? It's Keyshawn Vaughn available.
That's a fair question.
I mean, the Jets. Mm-hmm. He had a long run. Ronald Jones sucks. He's in line to get a lot of carries, but one mistake.
Guys I like more than that lineup. Devonte Booker.
Oh, I do like Booker, especially in efficiency from that whole team. Booker gets some.
These are obscure ones. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but they are
on rosters, which they might be. Devonta Freeman.
I doubt he's. I mean, at this point,
he's
probably
rostered. I'm sure.
Well, maybe not with the rise of Latavius. Maybe he's got.
No, never mind. That's against the Bucs. Keyshawn Vaughn. I was gonna say Tevin Coleman, but not in that matchup.
He's out, I think, too. I don't think.
Is he?
I thought he got put on IR, or he got COVID. I don't know. Yeah. I still wouldn't play him, so it doesn't really.
Hold
matter.
on, I'm gonna look that up. I wouldn't play him either, but I'm just looking for obscure players that aren't in that list.
Yeah, he got placed on
COVID-19
on December 30th, so I doubt it.
Yeah, COVID-19. I missed that. Yeah. Michael Carter will be involved in the receiving game, but he's probably not available. Derek Gore.
Derek Gore, yeah. Darrell Williams, for whatever reason, if he's out there still, and people dropped him.
Yeah.
But at this point, I mean, I would expect guys like Darrell, even Derek Gore.
Phillip Lindsay, Duke Johnson.
I wouldn't do. Yeah. God, Miami really fucked up that situation for all of us.
They did. It did nothing there. I mean, Boston Scott.
Yeah, you're kind of throwing up Hail Marys. You're kind of hoping to see.
I know. I'm throwing Hail Marys. I like more than Jeff Wilson and Jamal Williams.
Oh man, where has it been?
I feel like we should have bet that one too.
I don't want to bet Jeff Wilson versus Jamal. No one wins. I mean, somebody wins, but
hopefully JD wins because he listens to me.
I'm hoping JD wins because he decides not to play any of these 4 and goes and finds a better running back. But I still like Keyshawn Vaughn out of the most of them. Give me the team with the best game script and high touchdown volume.
You mean,
or not volume, but high touchdown team upside.
Not Keyshawn Vaughn.
No, I'm saying guys that aren't in this list. Give me Keyshawn Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn, yeah.
Jeff Wilson is the highest touchdown outside.
Or Derek Gore because he's splitting. I mean, those are the two that I'm like.
Yeah.
If they're out there, but yeah. Either way, one of you or I, because we just found the point of contention is going to have a field day winning the Jeff Wilson versus Jamal Williams.
That's what 2021's come down to.
That one's not even that bad, really. I mean, a week ago, you're arguing over RB2.
Jared Patterson. Boom. Starter.
Oh, yeah, Jared Patterson.
Jared Patterson was
rostered.
claimed. He's probably been claimed and picked up by this point. But if he's for whatever reason Jared Patterson's still out there, at least he's the starter.
Yeah, Jordan Howard could be available.
Yeah, Jordan Howard too. Who's the backup to Jared Patterson? I mean, it's not a good matchup, but Jonathan Williams.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Williams. I forget he still exists.
Wendell Smallwood's still in there. I think unless he got put on IR.
Jonathan Williams still exists. Remember when he was supposed to be a thing?
This is the year of obscure running backs that had a chance to be a thing, a small thing 3 years ago. Washington's got two of them. Jonathan Williams and Wendell Smallwood. Yeah, it's literally those two.
Yeah. Jonathan Williams.
Besides Jared Patterson.
I remember the...
Oof.
When he was
Sorry, buddy.
Supposed to be a thing in Buffalo. And then New Orleans.
Mark Ingram expected not to play this week.
Yep. There you go.
So it makes that list a little easier.
Your list is shorter.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. This is gonna be. I can't wait to see.
I
some
hope
of these
that's
champ
the last
rosters.
question we get this season, and that's what we get to end it on, because that would be perfect.
2021 season. By one question.
Oh, there it is. Mark Ingram not expected to play. Look at that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh no, I just read the news.
Yeah, no, I figured you were being Nostradamus there.
I mean, maybe, but I'm not that good.
Jordan
Jesus.
Howard officially active.
Saw that. There I go. I'm seeing Trey Lance in the 12 QB this week.
God, the Giants are terrible. And they're probably going to find a way to beat the Bears. Yep, nope, can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Thury and his microphone prowess. Can hear you now. Nope, never mind, I lied.
Jesus, this seems
there you go.
Hey! One of these days.
One of these.
I'll take this more seriously.
That's a good way to end this.
Yeah. I don't got any more questions. I don't see any more questions.
I gotta go change out a light switch.
Yeah, I gotta go do my team unders. Last week was brutal.
I did that before I did underdog before I got here. My goal with underdog is to make enough money to buy this Race King off of a guy. So or at least pay for 2/3 of it. All right. Thank you guys very, very much for tuning in and riding with us on Sundays. Again, this is the last Sunday live stream. We will still have our normal weekly shows. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification bell, find out when we go live. Follow along throughout the whole off-season podcast, wherever you can get it. Spotify, iTunes, everywhere, essentially. And, we'll be back on Wednesday for, really to preview some real football, I think. And then we'll build from there. So
yeah, nope, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we'll actually give a playoff outlook, I think, on Wednesday and some predictions and talk real football. So
real football.
See ya.
See you guys.